Hello fellow homesteaders, I'm Tara with New Life on a Homestead, and today we're going to be making a powdered version of a natural do-it-yourself carpet freshener and deodorizer. And the ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen cabinets right now. To make this, enough to treat a decent sized throw rug or portion of a room probably cost you about 75 cents. I was dog sitting and meat rabbit sitting for our daughter when they were all out of town for the weekend. Even though I let Daisy out a bunch and shut the kids' bedroom door, she still got in there and pottied. So this stinks. I mean, stinks really, really bad. Like, I'd like to have the bathroom window open right now for some little bit of ventilation, but my nephew's chopping wood and splitting wood, so it'd be way too much noise. So I'm going to go ahead and get on with this recipe so my nose might not be quite so offended. Now I'm going to use this same rug. I have the soiled area kind of divvied up into half of it here, and half of it you can see on screen left, and I'm going to demonstrate our do-it-yourself all-natural carpet freshener liquid spray version with it. Now this version you can put in a spray bottle or you can put in a bowl. Now because there are solid ingredients like the baking soda, you have to have a nozzle a lot bigger than your standard Dollar Tree kind of air freshener. And even when I found something with a bigger nozzle that's made more for gardening use, I still have some clogging. So I tend to go ahead and just use a bowl and sprinkle it, kind of like if you're broadcasting grass seeds. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure out the baking soda. Now, oops, see that fell in there. These measurements are a version of trial and error. You get a little extra, that's not a problem. It's not like you're baking a cake and too much water and milk is going to ruin it. And as bad as this rug smells, I honestly think it's going to take several treatments. So I'm going to go ahead, put my baking soda in my bowl, and I'm going to add in my borax. And it is as solid as a brick can be out in the garage. Just 20 Mule Team borax, very inexpensive. Use it for laundry soap and all kinds of things. I have to kind of shave some off here. A lot of people are afraid to use borax as something, a natural ingredient in the house. Borax and boric acid are most definitely not the same thing. I have no problem with using borax for any type of cleaning that I'm doing. I'm going to have to shave this big chunky thing off. It gets hard like salt does. So I'm going to have to scoop it out in little bits and do my best guesstimation here on my 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup, because it is not wanting to come out. But I've used borax and all kinds of cleaners. But the only thing you need to watch with borax, maybe with young children, they're going to be crawling on the carpet right after. You don't want them to ingest it. But it can be harmful to dogs. It's great to deter spiders and bugs, but it can be highly toxic to dogs. A lot of people sprinkle borax around their gardens to get rid of pests like moles and things. So you need to make sure you get it entirely up out of your carpets, and because it does sink down deep into the piles, especially with thicker carpeting like this throw rug, you may not be able to get it all completely out. If you do have pets in the home, you might want to skip the borax step. It's not necessary. It's just extra heavy duty to help get out stains and freshen and deodorize. Okay, so now I have my borax and my baking soda all in the bowl. I'm just going to use my hand and kind of combine them here a little bit. Stir them around. Now, next, you don't have to, but you can use essential oils or spices. And the spices can leave a nice fresh scent. You just want to get the stink out but not add any extra fragrance. You can just use the baking soda alone or the baking soda and the borax. I'm going to go ahead and put in some essential oils to really make this rug hopefully smell a lot better, so I can put it back in our granddaughter's room. I'm going to use some lemon. And you look at the article and read, there's a list of different ones and what kind of scents you might combine and what's paired well together. Now, it hasn't been all that long that either one of our granddaughters have been below the age of 2. And there are certain essential oils that are just too potent for children that young. So lavender seems to be the most mild and commonly recognized as safe for children that young. But you're going to have to do your own research and reading, your own experience, maybe talk to your pediatrician if you have concerns about little ones or pets around your essential oils. I'm just going to go ahead and stir this up again with my finger. I probably used maybe 10 drops of the essential oil. I'm going to stir it around. Tea tree oil is also wonderful for soaking up smells, and also helps get rid of bugs. If you have a dog with fleas, or you have any kind of other insects in the house you're trying to get rid of, you don't want to burrow down in the carpeting or upholstery. But tea tree oil may cause some nervous system issues with pets. I have always used tea tree oil in my flea remedies and fly sprays and all kinds of other home remedies, and I've never had a problem. But I'm not a vet or a doctor, and I have no idea what kind of beneficial properties the oil may or may not have. It's a good scent, and it may help disinfect. I personally like to use it to get rid of bugs. But when I use it, I use a smaller amount than what I would use for other types of cleaning that animals will not be exposed to. And if young animals or small animals are going to be around it, I cut the amount down again. That's just something you'll need to figure out from your personal experience with the oils and your research and what your vet or doctor might say. I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of thyme. Now, and that's some rosemary. They had some nice, light, sweet scents. If I was going to put this in a squirt bottle, even one with a large nozzle, these would probably get stuck. So a lot of people use spices in their powdered do-yourself carpet natural air fresheners or deodorizers, run their spices through a food processor or a blender first to make them small enough that they're not going to clog. If I was going to do a whole room, I probably would not want to mess with wasting that many spices when you can just easily put in some essential oil. Or even lemon juice. The scent will not last as long because lemon juice would not be as concentrated as a lemon essential oil, but it does add a nice, quick, clean smell. Now, if I was going to do a whole room, maybe I wouldn't want to walk around tossing this everywhere. So all you're going to do is once you have it mixed up, nice and combined, stir it with your hand or a spoon, you're just going to pick it up and sprinkle liberally on the area that you have the problem with the smell, or you're just treating so that you don't develop any nasty smells. Believe me, folks, right now I have a very, very nasty smell with the dog having peed on this. So I'm going to go ahead, and now I do have dogs in the house, and since I've used borax, I'm going to make sure I'm very careful how I sprinkle this around, how I sweep it up, or being a throw rug like this, I'm just going to take it out inside and shake it, and I'm going to go ahead and sweep up the floor around me just to make sure that none of the borax in the mixture did get on the ground. So I'm just going to apply it, and I applied it heavier than what you would really want to do with your carpet unless you do have an animal accident or you're potty training a child or a grandchild and they took their diaper off and peed on your floor. That does happen. Happened to me yesterday. Thankfully it was vinyl flooring. I'm putting it on a lot thicker, and you can just let it sit. It depends on the scent of the stain. If you're just doing a treatment to prevent smells, some people leave on about 10 minutes. I would suggest at least an hour. Some folks 4 to 5 hours for a mild odor, or even overnight. And then you're going to need to either, if it's a throw rug or a dog bed, and again, I wouldn't be using borax on pet toys and pet beds unless you are going to thoroughly wash or sweep them afterwards. If it's like a fleece or something like that, you should be able to go ahead and sweep out the borax, but you might not want to take that risk. You need to sweep it up after you're done, and it should be good to go, and the stink should all be gone. I'm going to let this sit probably overnight, but it's going to sit overnight out on a workshop table in the garage because I don't want to smell it while it's pulling the smell out. I'm not sure if right now I'm just overwhelmed by the scent of all the ingredients in the mixture, or it's actually working that quickly on this wretched, skanky, nasty smell. We'll see how it does with this very massive stink that's spread all about the throw rug. And it might need to treat it twice if you have a smell that's this thick and a material that's thick like this rug is, or it's a deep smell like with pet urine. And then you just sweep it up. You might need to repeat it. You can do a shampoo on it if you have to, if it's a part of your house rug and you just can't pitch it like you can a throw rug. But it does smell better in here already. I'm going to let that sit in and soak in, and hopefully we can save this little throw rug and go back in the girls' bedroom.